Hey everyone, welcome to Good E-Reader News with Michael and Peter. Today we're going to give you a little bit of a wrap-up for Consumer Electronics Show 2014. Now, this is about the 5th year that we've been there.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of, you know, over the years there's been trends of CES. There's been the e-reader trend, the tablet trend. This year was more or less the curved TV and wearable tech trend. And, you know, when 2013 started, people said that 2014 was the year of wearable tech, a full year before it actually happened. Well, what were the most compelling things that we saw at CES this year? For me, I think it was about some of the stuff debuted at the e-ink booth.
Yeah, that was cool. They had everything from these clocks that were the old calculator display, the kind of 8-digit display. They had and they had luggage tags.
Yeah.
They had e-ink luggage tags. Those were awesome, where you can actually send data from your phone to the luggage tag and you know, change it or alter it based on your trip or where you're going and all that. That was awesome.
Yeah, there's pilot tests currently underway with a few airlines, and what this really does is if you're a frequent traveler that actually does checked-in baggage and often does connecting flights, it's a way that you can make sure that your luggage actually made your major connector, and if it didn't, where exactly is it?
Right.
It's all done with, like, you know, Bluetooth and keeping track of it via the app. So I think that's very compelling for especially the frequent traveler, because you basically never have to recharge these e-ink tags.
Yeah, they
Maybe
don't use batteries really, so
they're basically disposable and they're really cheap.
Yeah.
Other things at the e-ink booth that interested me was the Pocketbook CAD.
Oh yeah, that oversized 9-inch or 10-inch pocketbook.
13-inch.
13? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was. That was the one running full Android, I think. It was running full Android on the in an e-ink form. Yeah.
So it's basically much akin to the Sony e-reader that we showed you at SID Display Week, and you can see the graphic there behind us. Well, what makes this interesting? Well, first of all, it's not an e-reader. Pocketbook, for the first time, is taking a departure from consumer electronics and making a very specialized device. Pocketbook CAD is supposed to be an architecture designer's tool. It's, if you are familiar with CAD software, such as the stuff done by Autodesk, this is really what they want you to bring to the field. E-readers no glare in the sunlight.
Yes.
They last a lot longer than iPads and tablets. So this is the type of thing that you're going to bring to the field, show off your designs. If you make any changes live, they can actually be sent in, directly to the device. So Peter, you're sending me some device updates.
Yes.
Immediately got into my e-reader. Now I could show the people on the site exactly what changes are made and what you actually have to do.
Yeah, that was cool. I think what I liked most were just the amount of curved devices there were. Now, when we went into it, we were hearing about curved TVs. We thought, oh, they're going to be like this, you know, we're going to have to look around to see the other side of the screen. That wasn't the case at all. It's just curved, I would say, if you can see my hand, about yay much, because it's just to kind of better direct the light and image into the user's, the viewer's eye. And
it's not curved like IMAX.
No. They weren't like bent. No, they were curved. I thought they were pretty cool. I think initially, like anything, it's going to be a high price tag, but you know, they'll eventually kind of they'll kind of go down into a more affordable level.
I mean, most of the curved TVs were like, they're subtle curves.
Yes.
And they're meant to like go how your eyes actually are, but you're looking at something sort of like this instead of something flat.
Yes.
Now, LG actually had a motorized TV that actually took a flat TV to a curved TV via an electric motor.
Right. That's right.
So most of these TVs were around 60 to 80 to over 105 inches. The 105-inch model was somewhere in the neighborhood of $60,000 to $90,000. It's debatable whether we'll see curved TVs actually get to that $3,000, that $6,000 price point, which is accessible for your average consumer. Don't forget, most of these TVs had 4K resolution and were 3D, so now it's not like 1080p.
No, totally. Now that 4K is out, recently I did go to Best Buy, and TVs as big as 60-inch, 70-inch are actually significantly cheaper now. Ones that aren't curved or 4K, just standard 1080p. So if it is the size you want over quality for, like, you know, big games or viewing parties and all that, now's a good time to buy TVs. Now that all these new technologies of TVs are coming out, the standard 1080p ones, the price has gone way down.
Yeah, even just the 4K TVs, like the models that came out last year. I was actually doing some research because I was interested in buying a new TV or just seeing what was out there. And for about $3,500, you can get about a 4K 56 to 64 inch TV. So if you're looking to get a new TV, I'd probably say hold off until about the summertime or the autumn time, because you're gonna see a lot of these new curved TVs actually hit the market, be out for a while, and then see the inevitable price drop.
Right. And actually, speaking of curved TVs, you remember the LG G Flex? That was cool. It was a curved smartphone, and it was and they were kind of saying that, you know how your ear and mouth are kind of curved, you know, well, the orientation, at least if you were to hold a phone, it's better hearing, better communication when you hold the phone, and it conforms to your hand. Yeah. And the back had a healing resin on it or something like that.
Self-healing.
Self-healing. Yeah. So you know, like when you put your phone on your table or you drop it or whatever, it gets little nicks and scratches and swirls. Those will actually heal up in, what they say, 2 days or so. So it's got some sort of flexible self-healing resin that just slowly smooths itself over, which I thought was amazing, because that's like, you know, it's because everyone drops their phone, right? And I don't know, I don't like having cases on my phone, but I'm always worried about dropping it, so I think that would be, that should have happened a long time ago.
I just need to dip all my tablets and phones in this resin vat, so it's just like entirely covered with resin, so I could just like, you know, I could throw it in a fit of rage against the wall, and like,
which I've seen you do.
Yeah, it'll like break, and then it'll just like heal over time, so I won't feel guilty afterwards.
Totally. The phone itself too, the G Flex, we saw one of the representatives squishing it on the table. It is flexible. The entire phone is flexible. You can't bend it in half, but you know, it does flex, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think one of the more interesting things that I saw, going back to TVs for a second, was WebOS on TVs.
Oh yeah, at the Samsung booth.
At LG.
LG, yeah, one of those Korean ones.
So you're familiar with the HP touchpad. We reviewed the hell out of it. It was actually, for its time, a pretty cool tablet, but I mean, after about 3 months on the market, HP gave up on it and then was looking for someone to sell it to.
And then they had a price drop of, I think, like $400. It was $79.99 everywhere,
Yeah, so LG's actually doing something with it. They're not bringing it over to tablets or phones, but they're bringing it over to TVs. So you're actually going to see a lot of WebOS apps cross over from the tablet to televisions. What this will allow developers to do is more easily accessible code. I mean, if you want to make an app for a Samsung TV, how do you do it? No idea. But I mean, WebOS, there's documentation all out there that teaches you how to make WebOS apps, or to how to, you know, convert, say, a standard app to a WebOS app. So they said that sometime in the next 3 months, we're actually going to see the first LG WebOS-based TV. So basically, all the TVs that we saw from LG will actually have WebOS on it. That's the operating system that they're focusing on for this entire year.
That's cool.
So they have a movie rental system. They have apps like Skype, Facebook, Twitter, you know, the perennial apps you see on every smart TV. But they actually had like Crackle, they had Hulu, they had Amazon Instant Video. They had a lot of kind of cool stuff. So stay tuned for that later on in the year. Smartwatches.
Smartwatches, wearable tech. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's too connected at that point. You got too much going on, because then you have to use a Bluetooth headset if you command your watch. I think they're cool. I think there's a lot of options out there. We even saw those ones that looked exactly like watches in every way, with it's a full face with the two hands and everything. But they vibrated and they sent subtle signals and they lit up and stuff like that to let you know you're getting a call and stuff, for people that didn't want the full 1.5-inch display on their wrist.
Like a Pebble or Sony smartwatch.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of cool how they're catering it to more than just like the geek that wants to be connected.
It seemed like they were just aimed at women though.
Those ones were, yeah.
Because they were all like pink. I think that their philosophy was that they really wanted to make fashion accessories. They even had like necklaces that were basically smart necklaces that did the same thing as smartwatches. They glowed, they vibrated when you received messages. You can configure 1 vibrate or 2 vibrates depending on what, just to let you know that something's actually happening. Because if you have your phone on mute, at least you know that something's coming in, so you can check it.
I kind of like myself. I like the ones with the screen, obviously. Like your Seiko watch with the e-ink display. Thought that you're wearing it. Nice.
Yeah.
I like that one. It looks classy. You never have to charge it. You basically just walk around and the sun charges it. It's not my particularly favorite because I like more of the ones like the Sony one. Yeah. You know, where it does a lot more. It's more connected.
Control your playlists and everything.
But from what we've seen, there were like, what, there were 9 booths in that one area that had different smartwatches. And
everything from like Casio to like, you know, Qualcomm was there showing off their Torque, which we actually showed you in the video.
At Sid. Yep, I remember that.
And there was a lot of sort of smaller startups there. Pebble actually is making version 2 of their smartwatch, and they're actually going for a different design. Now the essence of the Pebble will remain the same in terms of how the watch actually is, but instead of going with a plastic design, they're actually going for a full metal design, stainless steel, and different, you know, different watch bands.
Yeah,
but it'll increase the price almost to $250.
Well, it does look a little more classy that way though, rather than having the rubber watch band.
Yeah, I would probably
Pebble
say
steel. There we go. Yeah, we'll bring this up on the overhead here. If you look at the Pebble steel, it's got the interactive front like the Pebble did, except you have kind of like a flex metal steel band, which is really cool. So
I'd say the plastic design is better for people that are like running or working out, because like plastic, you know, it's not like wearing steel where it can like dig into you. Plastic kind of conforms to you.
Yeah, and if you drop the first launch of the Pebble, you're not going to cry over it because, you know, it's just going to bounce around and it's all good. But I like how they're giving you options now.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that at CES, whether it's the one where you want it to just look like a regular watch, you want it to be interactive, you want an LCD screen, you want an e-ink screen, e-paper screen, there's so many options out there now.
I think the one trend with smartwatches at CES this year was that they're going for a more fashionable look.
Yes.
Almost all the watches we looked at. Yeah, I mean, we saw some of the watches that had come out like last year, like the Qualcomm Torque, but I mean, it's yesteryear's model. A lot of the smartwatches we saw actually were fashionable.
Yes.
Something that girls could wear, or something young men or gentlemen could wear, and it actually looked good.
Right.
So overall, CES this year, I think that there was about 175,000 people there over the course of 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, it's a lot
and so what are your favorite memories of CES this year? Because I mean, we've been going for a lot of years. You know, besides like the tech, was there anything that was like compelling towards you?
Yeah. At the North Hall, the Toyota booth, they had that tricycle kind of car where it had the one big gigantic drive wheel at the back, and then they had the 2 wheels at the front that kind of flexed to allow you to turn, and it was just a single occupancy in the cabin, and it's like one of those city car kind of things. I thought that was cool. I don't think
I ended up getting a few pictures of that, so you
we got some bits.
See it right up there.
The guy was just driving around the booth all day. An awesome job, but I would imagine you get pretty dizzy.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'd be more catered towards places in like Asia or Europe where they have the smaller cars with smaller displacements. But a
lot of the streets too were like single car streets, like cobblestone street, like in Luxembourg, or like a lot of the places like in Italy or Amsterdam. Is like that.
Yeah, because the car it's essentially the length. I don't know. It's like not even.
It's like it's a one person car.
Exactly, and North America, I don't see it taking off right away, because I would never drive one of those in the streets here, even in Vancouver. I mean, I've driven.
There's too many cars on the road.
Too many cars,
just get smited.
The cars are too big. Places like Japan, where they actually overtax you on the displacement of your engine, so that's why the cars are so small there.
Or like in Taiwan.
Exactly, yeah, where everyone's driving scooters anyway. Yeah. So I would drive those there, but yeah, I just thought that was a highlight for me because I'm a big car fanatic, big car enthusiast. So I saw that and I was like, yeah. But that was my takeaway. What about you? Other than, you know, the e-reader tablet world.
You mean besides like the overpriced food, the like $8 waters,
yeah, you
the,
ordered
like
$5
a Diet Cokes.
You ordered a water outside, and they said, I was just standing there like texting or something. I heard $3.75, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was like a little bottle, and I thought you had ordered one for me, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, I just like the vibe of geeks there. I mean, it's like hundreds of thousands of geeks that are all there for consumer tech. I just like to bask in that atmosphere. So it's like less about the new MakerBot and about the new drones that they were showing off, which I thought, you know, all that stuff's like really evolutionizing the way that things are form and function. I mean, drones before, when you think of drones, you think of like hunter-killer drones, you know, that are bombing people. But I know there's somebody that lives in my building, and they're actually taking those quad helicopters and outfitting it with cameras. And on that show, Yukon Gold, they're actually doing aerial shots with these new drones with these like HD cameras. So they're able to control the drones either with remote or with their tablets and actually set up GPS coordinates. So the drone can hit point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and they can actually do like the full shot, and then you can do it in post-production later. So drones are actually crossing over and making it a little bit more economically feasible in the film industry, which you know very well, to offset the cost of renting a plane or doing a helicopter, or even purchasing stock footage of areas where you could, like, you know, pay $10,000 for a drone and you could do all these aerial shots yourself.
That's true, yeah.
And you don't forget, you know, MakerBot and the whole 3D printing revolution. Printing your own cell phone cases, printing, you know, I mean, soon, if you want something, you're just gonna print it.
Right, I mean, there's places actually just down the block here, they sell, as the electronics store, they sell printers there. So they're about $2,000, all assembled, all said and done, and yeah, they give you a bunch of it's the plastic wire-fed ones that they look like thread on a bobbin, and they feed in, and then they, you know, they draw it out.
So instead of going to your comic store and buying a Warhammer figure, you just print your own.
That's so sad. Yeah, the miniature figures are all gonna get copied.
So that, you know, we're starting to see those markets getting disrupted already. Just like the little things, like the little figurines and things like that. But soon we're gonna see the whole world change, for everything from like cups to like mugs to all this stuff is gonna change.
That is true. Yeah, we didn't see too much emphasis on 3D printers this year, though.
It was just basically MakerBot was like the big one there, but their booth was crazy. There was at every moment there was like hundreds of people there. That was one of the booths that were like never abandoned. There was the whole time at CES.
Yeah, it's hard to get in.
Alright, so this was our CES wrap-up. Hopefully you liked it. What did you think? Was there anything compelling about it that we never covered? If so, drop a comment on this YouTube video and let us know. And Peter and myself will reply to each and every one of your comments. And if you have any ideas for future videos, drop us a line. You can drop us a line at michael@goodyreader.com or on our YouTube channel. So everybody, for Michael, Peter, everybody take care.
Thank you guys for watching this vid. Thank you. I'm going to do this every video now. Thank you. You sitting on your chair right there wearing your red shirt. That's right. And your brown hair. We really love CES. We're really happy that it's the beginning of the year, because after the holidays, Christmas is over, holiday season's over, New Year's is over, like, oh, back to the daily grind every day for another 3 months till the next holiday. But it's kind of cool because at the beginning of the year, it gives you an idea of what you might want to carry in your store, or who you want to sell to, or maybe collaborate with, or what direction you want to travel with your business. It's really cool, and it's a great event, and it's a ton of fun. So hope you guys enjoyed our picks of what CES was best to us. And yes, I know I have my roots are growing in, and I need to touch those up, and I need a haircut, because everyone's like, oh, Peter, you need a haircut, and as if they just noticed today in the office I needed a haircut. But do you think I should dye my hair back to brown, or should I let it grow out, or should I leave it blonde? Comment down below. No, but comment on the video, not my hair, unless you want to. We'll talk about that too. Goody Reader number one.